Hey everyone, wanted to do a different sort of video. It's been a while since I've dropped any WoW content, and I've been starting to get back in with some pugs, kind of get back into the rhythm of everything that's kind of going on over there in Herod. But recently, the 5th set of TFT just dropped. I have never played TFT before. I'm actually an ex-legend Hearthstone player, so I've had a couple buddies. We've been playing a lot of League of Legends actually, and they super excited that this was coming out, and they got me to kind of go along for the ride yesterday. And I couldn't really see the appeal initially, but this morning I sort of stumbled on a build that I thought was really good, that actually put me from bronze to gold in about 4 matches. I did my placement matches, and then I sort of stumbled upon this build, and if a total noob like me can really climb really quickly, I think it's a great maybe early meta build that I think you can take advantage of. A lot of people are putting, Draven or Felios in the back line, or Karma, and really this build sort of takes advantage. I was asking my friends, how do I kill your Draven? He's like, oh, you need an assassin. So I don't know if it's optimal. I'm still kind of learning what items really work for the champions. But the basic premise is one around 3 Coven, build up your assassins board, and then sort of transition from your Coven to the Revenant trait. And I think that's the right term. I'm still kind of new to this, but when you kind of do that, there's a little bit of awkwardness that sort of hits, but as long as you've been sort of building up your assassins, then you sort of like go full assassin and hopefully land Viego. And if you have Viego and Volibear, you're pretty much good to go. The 2 assassins that I think are really stand out so far have been Leblanc and Nocturne for me. So I'm gonna do probably the next video that's gonna do a gameplay footage, but after I hit 2 win streaks in a row, and then I got third, I think due more to a disconnect than anything. I sort of disconnected. I was away from the game for about 8 minutes before my network was up, and I still somehow got 3rd place. So that's where I really said, man, I think this is a really strong build. All right, so you're gonna forgive me if I'm a little bit of a noob, but I don't understand everything entirely. So I don't know if my build's suboptimal or not. I'm sort of like playing around with it, and I see kind of like what works for me. And I think that if I can make this work, I think you can too. So really the 2 all-stars have been LeBlanc and Nocturne, and then Nocturne really pairs strong if you get the volley. There's some flexibility that I feel like you can sort of run, and if you get all the way to 9, I think Heimer is probably the next best legendary that you can kind of shoot for. He's got that renewer trait that works well with Ivern. So the only piece that I think is really hard to get, that you gotta have to fish for a little bit, is the shadow tier, which builds into the very dark blue buff, and you put that sort of on LeBlanc. So this is sort of like what I try to go for. I don't know if Morello's is good on volley, but let me break down sort of the early game of what I try to build, and we can go from there. So the first assassin that you can kind of get is our boy Kha'Zix. He has this Dawnbringer trait, which I think allows us to pick up an early Gragas and sort of utilize that to stay in the game. You can go on lost streaks in the beginning, and it's not that bad. The other person I'll try to pick up early game is Lysandra, and kind of put her down here. And I'll basically keep this going and try to pick up the rest of the Coven here. So Leblanc is the next one I try to get. Leblanc, I kind of keep backline here. She's going to jump this way, and Kha'Zix's going to take care of the other side, and Gragas is going to tank. And this allows us to basically have 2 traits at level 2 for each of them, and sort of take advantage of that. And then the next one I sort of go for is Morgana. So I keep Morgana up here. Now this allows this Coven trait, which says at the start of the combat, champion nearest to the center of the Coven is the Coven leader, gaining 60% bonus AP. So that's going to be Leblanc. So hopefully by now you might have been able to get your shadow tier, and this gives you the very dark blue buff. That's kind of the first item I'm always trying to hit. So on the carousels, if I can, I'm getting the blue buff, the tier, or I'm getting the shadow tier in the armory or something like that. From here, I kind of have like a good team, and this feels very solid. I feel like I win games. Maybe I'll have a 2-star Gragas or a 2-star Kha'Zix or a 2-star Leblanc. So from here, the next thing I try to get is start working on the other assassins that exist out here. Nocturne is the one that I will try to get, followed by, I think Katarina is right here. So I almost position these in the back line here, and this start is very strong. If necessary, you can remove the Gragas at this point, and Morgana will be your tank. This is here, you're going to be at level 7. I try to like to basically get here, build my economy to a good place, like 30 gold or 50 gold, and then try to re-roll and get Leblanc at least 2 stars, get all of my assassins at least 2 stars. Now the next 2 items that I will also sort of prioritize at this point is, I think, Runin's Hurricane. I like to put this on Nocturne. So basically Nocturne and Leblanc kind of like are my my carries, if that's the right term. And then I try to get some defensive items. So Guardian Angel can work on either one. I think it depends on which one you get to 2 or 3. If you get a 3-star on either one of these 2, I think Leblanc is easier because I see less people running it, going for the Coven, and I see a lot of people actually transition to Revenant sort of late game. So I've had more success here. Kha'Zix, even though it seems like you should be easy to get him to 3 stars, there's also a lot of people doing redeemed, or is he redeemed? Sorry. No, he's Dawnbringer, right? So I've seen some people run some Dawnbringer builds. So that limits some of the availability to be able to get to this point. So this is kind of what I'm going for here. And then potentially the Morellos, I leave it on. If I get a Morellos, I leave it on Morgana. So you see here from the items, we're trying to shoot for a tier, and then there's a use case for basically every other item outside of that. So it is pretty flexible, but the real goal is that shadow tier. From here, I sort of try to transition off of the Coven strat, and I'm basically trying to get our boy Ivern and put him as a tank, and then Folly Bear as my first legendary. This feels really strong. If you can't do this immediately, and I'll move my Morellos over to Volley Bear. If you can't do this immediately, I will always then try to go for the Viego build. It's not letting me move over here. and then potentially get Diana. That's Aphelios, Diana. So it depends on what sort of comes to you. If the Revenant comes to you, like maybe Ivern, you're able to get a two-star Ivern early. Try to get the volley, and the same thing applies to Diana and Diego. All right, so I would say this is your core here. Now there are a couple other items that I really like, if you can get it. I do like Bloodthirster on Kha'Zix. I think that's strong. I do like Zeke's on, I guess you can put on Nocturne or Kha'Zix. It depends. Like if a Kha'Zix 3-star, he's gonna do fantastic too. I also like Frozen Heart on Diana. And then you can get, if you have any other tanky items, mess that up again. Warmogs on volley or something like that. I think this is like different things you can do, but I would say that the 3 important items are a GA, dark blue buff, very dark blue buff, and Rune's here. And then I really like Morello's on volley. It feels really good, and there, I mean the GA with the Revenant, basically even if you kill somebody, half of them are coming back up. It's really strong. As well as Viego, he has the ability, I believe, to come back to life. If for some reason you feel like you're in a good place, you got basically everybody at 2 to 3 stars. You can get to level 9. I think Heimer in this corner is a very strong 9th pick. He does have that synergy with Ivern, where he basically gets the ability to heal as well. So I think, like in my opinion, I don't know the nerf and buff cycle if it lines up with league cycle, but this right here I think are the 2 best legendaries in the game, and I think this build really maximizes it really well. So that's about it. I'm planning on doing some more pugs, maybe some more WoW content as we get closer to TBC. But for right now, I think I'll be enjoying some TFT content. So if this interests you, if you are looking for more build stuff, I'm just exploring, kind of learning it from that mindset. Probably not OP, but I'm on a crazy win streak, and I hope that this sort of brings you to the same sort of win streak. So good luck out there. Take care, everyone.